South Africa and Nigeria, the two most powerful countries in the continent that have the most up political leadership.
No doubt.
Yeah. And that should be leading the continent such that the resources that we have in the continent could triple build Dubai and triple build all those things. So the confusion that we're seeing here, the loose terminologies of terms like xenophobia and all that, they're not really engaging and interrogating the real issues that are caused by corrupt leadership across the continent. South Africa is built on the basis of a really bad deal that was not meant to benefit the entire population.
It's just for the white minority, because they are the white minority.
At that time we understood we had a choice. Civil war, which probably would have been the most devastating civil war in the history of Africa.
Why?
Why? Because South Africa didn't survive. Apartheid didn't survive because it was this exclusive thing. It survived to benefit the entire Europe. It was supported by Europe, by the United States, by everybody else, in order for them to control the continent of Africa, but also have access to all the resources.
Didn't Queen Elizabeth sign for that apartheid?
Everybody signed.
Yeah, she signed for it, and it's really
so. It is a system we as Black South Africans are beginning to feel. 30 years is not a long time, by the way. Most revolutions in the world, you start feeling the revolution or the perception of revolution 30 years later or more. This has been researched and confirmed. So the problems that Black South Africans are having right now are embedded in the systems that were adopted by the perception of we're free now. It's political freedom that really does not have economic power. It does not give you access to everything else that make you feel free. But some of us are comfortable and say, but that's all over the world. I grew up in South Central LA. I grew up in DC.
In Anacostia, right? Or was that
Anacostia in DC. And then before I moved to Lebo Park, to me, Lebo Park was like the suburb.
Hey, you know, it's so crazy that you say that. That's my neighborhood. I grew up in South LA.
But I've watched the program. I'm watching all of this, and I'm feeling like we are caught up now in a debate and an argument that's not benefiting anyone. As the Black diaspora, right? By default, we're also encouraging, without realizing, narratives that continue the divide. We're accepting and living without interrogating, even labeling like xenophobia. Right? And you sit back and say, well, how the f is this xenophobia limited only to South Africa? Everybody around the world, in the United States of America right now, one of the biggest problems is anti-immigration. In Ireland, last week, people are being murdered, and no one is saying it's xenophobia.
Right. So you're saying that they get the term is being selected. You're being selective
specifically to South Africa because South Africa is a political threat and an economic threat, and it has to remain divided. And if South Africa and Nigeria, for example, hypothetically, were to really bypass all of that and build a new future for the continent of Africa,
be over.
That would then basically destroy the entire establishment.
So are you saying that the powers that be are invested in keeping two of the biggest economic powers of Africa fighting
with puppet leaders?
It's one part of it.
What would happen if Nigeria and South Africa said, you know what? We're getting rid of all of this corruption. We're getting rid of all of this division, and we are going to be independent, and we're going to live to our fullest power and to the extent of that country's wealth.
I'm not sure if it's that simple, one, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen, unfortunately, in this generation or the next generation. This is the generation of confusion. This is a generation of got to go through some darkness, and unfortunately, remember, South Africans, we're in the belly of the beast. Throughout. We're the only country in the entire continent of Africa, and probably the diaspora, where white power maintained control through the economy and the land distribution. And you can't change that in 30 years. It's impossible, right? There's no country that has gone through over 400 years of what we all have gone through around the world, and boom, change that in 30 years, especially if the political institutions remain the same. And the leadership, the initial leadership that was in place was pretty much sophisticated, but like everywhere else, South Africa changed when gangsters took over political power. Let me put it that way. Right? Yeah. There's a point where in South Africa, gangsters took over political power, and at the same time, what is really at the center of the perception, and as a South African, I say this very strongly, the perception of xenophobia is, as long as there's labeling, it'll keep the rest of the cousins, the rest of the world focused on the realities that Black South Africans are faced with.
I totally agree with you, and we see this play out here in the States as well. Like the labelization pandemic is what I'm going to call it. It's an epidemic, a pandemic. Like anytime someone disagrees with you, they will say you are xenophobic, you are homophobic, you are anti-Semitic. Anytime there's a difference in conversation or just an elevated conversation,
that is a difference.
Not that we didn't up.
Right. But sometimes you have to, like what I experienced, I remember just like one of the greatest moments of my life was going to college and being in a locker room where I was in a locker room full of men from different parts of the United States. And we had real conversations. We called them locker room talk, and we were able to express ourselves. Some of the stuff that we were talking about, if we had it out in public today, we'd all be canceled. We would all have labels on our head. But what we were able to talk through and was have conversation, we were able to say ignorant stuff. We were able to be corrected and learn from some of the ignorant stuff we were saying, rather than someone saying, all right, I'm going to mark you as a racist. I'm going to mark you as this. And that's labelization is crippling to real conversation.
You know, there's an advantage to technology, then there's a disadvantage to technology. The era you're talking about was controlled debating. You know, it was either in college or in campus or in the churches or in the bar in the community. Right now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can get on the phone and say whatever from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere,
yeah. So as a result, a lot of the things that are key, that are supposed to be a conversation amongst us, are being thrown out by labeling and then narratives, right? We all know in the history of the United States of America, which we all have gone through. I went to high school here from grade 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have a good sense.
Because you went to school in South Africa, you came over here and did a part of your schooling here.
I don't remember thing about the school I went to in South Africa, quite frankly. My schooling basically begins from grade, I remember as a kid at age 2, 3, and 4, it was cold, I didn't have any food, and had to be in this school, right? But the experience of being a student and being incorporated into society starts in America for me. Right? But I'm losing my train of thought. The point I was trying to make is, we have a good sense of how you'll be destroyed in America in the 30s, 40s. Or somebody hates you, you took their girl or you took their business, they just have to say, you're a communist and you're right. So I feel that mentality of controlling masses is coming back with labeling, and unfortunately is now embedded in the African diaspora, particularly in the continent. Bear in mind, the country South Africa 31 years ago, to be specific, because we're about 32, let's say 35 years ago, the entire country was built, the borders, the entire system was built to accommodate 5 million people. There is no consideration of that in the problem that South Africa now has of being overexposed and borders uncontrollable. The entire border system, the immigration system, the passport system that was still, as South Africans trying to rebuild and reconcile, was actually built to accommodate exclusively white people, not more than 6 million, against 20 million or more of South Africans.
Right.
Do you understand?
And you guys went through your own redlining where blacks were put into specific areas and could not enter.
They couldn't.
Yo, it's finally here. Yes. We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it. Bam.
Look, 154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home.